This human child, born today, no, it's not me. This human child born today is capable of regenerating for 130 years. The cells in a human child are capable of regenerating for 130 years. We don't make it to 130. We don't even make it close to 130. And the reason why we don't make it to 130 is because we treat our bodies as if they were trash cans with hairy lids. And one of the worst things you could possibly do, in the year 2011, knowing what we know, is smoke. You shouldn't smoke. It's stupid. And by the way, and I know what you're thinking, yeah, but I'm going to die anyway, but not like this, you're not. I mean, and I'm not even talking about cancer. I'm talking about the emphysema. I'm talking about taking a deep breath and not being able to get any oxygen. And if that's not bad enough, when you do die, your teeth will be yellow. And by the way, your face will be more wrinkled than it ought to be. And by the way, your hair is going to stink like you just smoked a cigarette even when you're laying in the coffin. You shouldn't smoke. It's stupid, for crying out loud. You're only 12 years old. It's not like your parents or your grandparents when they didn't know this. You're 12 years old. It's the year 2011. We know what we know. How could you possibly be so stupid as to start now? And if you did, you're only 12 years old. You haven't done it long enough that you can really convince me that you're addicted to the nicotine. You shouldn't smoke. You shouldn't smoke. It's stupid. No, I'm not looking for that. You should have seen some of your eyes. Woo! Then I lost her altogether. Here, let me ask you this question. Was I right? Am I right? Is it not true that we can live to be 130 years old and we don't live it because of the way we treat ourselves? Yes or no? Is that right? And by the way, cigarette smoking, is it going to kill you sooner than you would have died anyway, probably? Is that correct? So everything I said was right. I was right. And by the way, the delivery, was it not passionate? Was it passionate? Did it look like I believed it? So number one, I was right. Number two, the delivery was exactly the way it should have been. Here's the real question. You heard how I answered it, or finished it. This is my little rant to my 12-year-old kids in junior high school. I said, you're 12. Well, let me ask you something. If I did that little rant to a bunch of 12-year-old kids, do you think that they wouldn't smoke because I did that? Do you think some of them would begin to smoke because I did that? Yeah, so let me make this point. Okay, let me make this point. It's not about being right. We can be right all we want to. And we can be, by the way, deliver the message exactly the way it should be delivered. But human beings are predictable. There are 3 axioms in negotiation. One is you never negotiate from a position of weakness. Number 2 is the negotiation starts long before the average untrained person thinks it does. And number 3, and this is a biggie, this is the one we always, I've seen too many other people teach it, they don't get it. People support what they author and they never argue with their own information or interpretation. People support what comes out of their mouths, not what comes out of ours. Do you understand the power? If I could present this in such a way as to have a 12-year-old kid put their hand up during the presentation and say to me, Mr. Hatch, why would anybody do that? Wouldn't that be stupid? Do you understand the power in that? Do you understand me being able to get the kid to mouth those words? See, on a Saturday night, this kid is not going to not smoke because I did this rant. Mr. Hatch did this rant on a Tuesday afternoon. The rant belongs to me. It doesn't belong to them. They're going to, concede to all the peer group pressure and all that kind of stuff, unless the kid processes the information on their own and says, that's just stupid. I didn't say it. The kid said it. The kid owns it now. Is that not true? The kid owns it now. The kid gets to take it with them forever. Now I did my job. How do you really handle an objection? Quit trying to be so right. Right doesn't matter, does it? Delivery, by the way, that doesn't matter either. But what we really want to do is we want them to say it. We need to figure out, we know they're going to come after us about price, right? We know they're going to come after us about commission, right? We know buyers are going to do lowball offers. We know that. Should we not have a series of questions that we could ask so that they would tell us the response? Could we not come up with a series of questions so in the middle of our presentations, our sellers would say to us, Ed, please don't cut your commission. Because you're worth every penny. And by the Ed, please don't overprice my house. That's just stupid. Ed, please don't let me do a lowball offer on this house. Could we not get them to tell us that?